Straight to Ukraine now and speak with Yaroslav Zheleznyak. He is an advisor to the Ukrainian Prime Minister on parliamentary relations, and he joins us now from Kiev. Welcome to the program, Yaroslav. You've decided to stay in Kiev, in Ukraine, while more than 1 million of your countrymen and women have fled. What's keeping you there, and how worried are you about your safety right now?
Okay, let's begin from the point that now I'm a member of Ukrainian Parliament, and despite we have the war in Ukraine and bombing in also in Kiev, Ukrainian Parliament after the beginning of the war gathered 2 times in the building of our parliament in the center of Kiev and voted needed draft laws which needed to win this war. So I am, as my colleagues from the parliament, we are staying in Kiev, we are staying in Ukraine. I'm personally a lot working on a Kiev region because, as you mentioned before in your program, the very bad and catastrophic situation now in the outskirts of Kiev, such towns like Irpin, Bucha, which is 5 kilometers from our capital, and which now Russian soldiers try occupied to circle Kiev. And the same situation with also from my colleagues from the government, from our president situated in Kiev. So we are not afraid, speaking, of Russian soldiers. We're just afraid that we will have not enough bullets to kill them all. We are staying on our land. We are protecting our country. We are protecting our people. We see how many deaths of our children is happening every day because our sky has not been closed by NATO. We need more weapons. We need more jets. We need to have no-fly zone on Ukraine. We need protection from nuclear disaster because 2 of nuclear plants now occupied by the Russian soldiers. So we are ready to fight. And as you see now, I have mentioned this map from your analytics. Frankly speaking, it is not true. It is not so many territory now occupied by Russian soldiers. They have lost a lot of troops inside our country, and every minute we receive news that some of such troops have been killed. I'm personally from Mariupol. It is one of the hardest, one of town with the hardest situation now. Frankly speaking, my sister now staying in Mariupol. The town is occupied. There is a lot of shelling, bombing. There is a lot of fire. But yesterday, only for 1 minute, I have the possibility to speak with her. There is no electricity. There is no food. There is no water. There is no sky protection. But still, Mariupol is not occupied. Okay. It is fighting for all over Ukraine.
Yaroslav, much has been made about an interview that the Ukrainian President Zelenskyy gave to ABC News in America this week. In it, he said that he'd be open to finding a compromise that could include not pursuing NATO membership. Ukraine's potential membership of the alliance is, of course, one of the reasons why Vladimir Putin has said he attacked Ukraine. Do you believe that President Zelenskyy is ready to make concessions at this point, and would it be the right thing to do?
Frankly speaking, our course to NATO is now in our constitution, and it is the main law in our country. And as for me, as a member of the parliament, it is impossible to change constitution. But frankly speaking, I think that there is now very important point for NATO. If they are so strong as they want to be, they now have to provide more helping and more aids to our country. We are now fighting not only for our country, we are now fighting for all Europe, because everyone understands that if the Ukraine will fail, the next will be Poland, the next will be Hungary, the next will be Lithuania, the next will be Estonia and other countries, Finland, which near border with this wild beast Russia. That's why we are now on every day, every minute, our diplomats, our parliamentaries, our people asking NATO to close our sky, to provide more jets, to provide us more weapons, to help us. If they cannot help with military actions, help with humanitarian actions. And I hope that at the end of the day, we will receive more good news from NATO as well.
Okay, Yaroslav Zheleznyak, we will have to leave it there, but thanks once again for joining us on the program, and do continue to stay safe.